So here's the 1956 DeWalt Radial arm saw. It's a MBF model, and it has the dynamic brake box up there. And I just got that running and rewired it. So I'm going to have to take that back apart though, and I'll probably put that in part of the video to show you what that's like. But I'm in the process of coming up with a table for it that's based on the Mr. Sawdust design. That's kind of the go-to design for these saws. I got it cleaned up. It looks like it's spent some time outside, and it has a lot of life left in it. The motor sounds strong. It's got all of the major components I need to get it running. And so what I did is put 2 3/4 inch pieces of plywood together, glued those together. That's giving me my front table. And you can see I have some rectangular tubing that I got from the scrapyard. And then there's going to be 3-inch long bolts that come down through the table, down through this, down through the base. And I'll be able to raise and lower it to get it all level where I need it. So that should give me a lot of anchoring points. I'm going to have 3 bolts on this rail here, 2 right here, and 3 down that side. Alright, I got the table in place and I put a sacrificial top on it. I had some leftover paneling. This is a 3/16 inch paneling that I used on another video. That was the DIY shiplap video. And you can use any kind of sacrificial top here. It's going to be cut into. You want it to be something that's smooth and stable. And this was something that I had on hand, and it seems to work great. One thing that you want to make sure that you do if you set up a table like this is look into some material that's going to be stable and straight and flat. And I happen to have some decent 3/4 inch plywood that I used for it. I used 2 layers that I glued together. But what a lot of people recommend is using MDF because it's so stable and flat. Under the base you can see the bolts and the nuts underneath there that I used to adjust it. And what that helps you do is adjust to parallel. So if you're going to use this for cutting dados, you got to make sure that the arm and the work surface are completely parallel. That way your dado, as you cut across the piece, is going to be cutting the same depth all the way across. Otherwise you'll have a tapered cut, and that just won't work. So much like the front table, I connected the back table to the steel frame with some bolts. And I made sure that I made the holes a little bit oversized so I have a little bit of wiggle room so I can make sure I got this nice and tight. Then I used some wedges to wedge this against here real tight, and then I bolted these down and made sure that it was going to stay there. So this is a nice tight resistance fit. It's really tight in there. Well, that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you watching till the end here, and I'll leave you with some shots of me cutting with this, both in a cross cut and a rip cut fashion. Take care, have a good one.